In the summer of 1914, the world stood quietly on the edge of catastrophe. Europe appeared confident and powerful. Great empires ruled vast lands. Armies marched proudly through capital cities. Leaders believed that if war came, it would be short, controlled, and glorious. What followed was the first industrialized war in human history. A war that reshaped borders, destroyed empires, claimed millions of lives. This was World War I. A conflict that began with a single assassination and ended by changing the world forever. The roots of this war ran deep. Militarism drove nations to build massive armies and powerful weapons. Alliances tied countries together, turning small disputes into global crises. Imperialism fueled competition for land, resources, and influence. And nationalism pushed groups to fight for identity and independence. Europe had become a tightly wound spring. All it needed was a spark. That spark came on June 28, 1914. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, was visiting Sarajevo in Bosnia. A young nationalist named Gavrilo Princip assassinated the Archduke and his wife. Within days, accusations turned into threats. Threats turned into mobilizations. And mobilizations turned into war. Austria-Hungary blamed Serbia. Germany backed Austria-Hungary. Russia defended Serbia. France supported Russia. Britain entered to protect Belgium. Within weeks, Europe was at war. The conflict did not remain in Europe. Colonial soldiers from India, Africa, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand were drawn in. Fighting spread to the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. The oceans became battlefields for powerful navies. This was no longer a regional conflict. It was a world war. By late 1914, the Western Front collapsed into stalemate. Opposing armies dug deep trenches stretching from the North Sea to Switzerland. Between them lay no man's land, a barren strip of death and destruction. Life in the trenches was brutal. Constant shelling, mud, disease, rats, hunger, and fear. Death could come without warning. Soldiers were no longer heroes. They were survivors. Battles like Verdun and the Somme cost millions of lives for only a few miles of ground. New weapons made the war even deadlier. Machine guns cut down soldiers by the thousands. Poison gas choked men in their trenches. Artillery turned landscapes into wastelands. Tanks rolled across battlefields for the first time. Submarines hunted ships beneath the seas. Technology advanced faster than humanity's conscience. Human life became expendable. While the Western Front stood still, the Eastern Front remained chaotic. Russia suffered massive losses. Food shortages and military failure sparked revolution in 1917. Russia withdrew from the war. Meanwhile, the Ottoman Empire fought across the Middle East, the Caucasus, and Gallipoli, struggling to hold its collapsing empire together. World War I was destroying empires from within. At sea, the war was equally ruthless. Britain blockaded Germany, cutting off vital supplies. Germany responded with submarine warfare, sinking merchant ships without warning. In 1915, the sinking of the Lusitania shocked the world and shifted global opinion. The oceans became silent killing grounds. For years, the United States remained neutral, but continued submarine attacks. And the Zimmermann telegram, which proposed a German alliance with Mexico, changed everything. In April 1917, America entered the war. Fresh troops, resources, and industrial power tipped the balance. The end was approaching. In 1918, Germany launched a final massive offensive. At first, it succeeded. But exhaustion, shortages, and fresh Allied forces stopped the advance. The Allies counterattacked. German lines collapsed. By November 1918, Germany could fight no longer. On November 11, 1918, at the 11th hour of the 11th day, the guns finally fell silent. World War I was over. Peace did not bring celebration. It brought mourning. More than 16 million were dead. Over 20 million were wounded. Entire cities lay in ruins. A generation was scarred forever. The world would never return to what it was before 1914. In 1919, the Treaty of Versailles punished Germany with territorial losses, military limits, and crushing reparations. Instead of peace, it planted anger and resentment. History was not finished. Another war was already forming. World War I ended empires, redrew maps, and transformed warfare forever. It proved that modern war was not heroic, but industrial, total, and devastating. And it left humanity with a painful lesson. When diplomacy fails, the world pays the price. This was the war that changed everything.